In this video, we're going to talk about freezing panes and splitting screens and comparing documents and all those kinds of features. So you can see in any large table like this, as you scroll down or to the right, you lose track of what's what. You can't see the header anymore. You can't see this first column anymore. So what you want to do is, in that case, is you want to freeze some frames here. They call it freeze panes, rather. And the way to do that, so let's say I wanted to freeze this top area. I can go here and you see there's freeze top row. Now I can do that, but you can see it's only going to freeze the source line. We don't really want that. I'm going to unfreeze. I can also freeze the first column. That's great. I can get this. I can see, oh, this is Brazil, and I don't lose track of the countries then, but I still lose track of the years. What I really want is this to be frozen and that to be frozen. So I'm going to unfreeze. In order to freeze the top, I could do this, select this row here, and then say freeze, and it will freeze everything above that row. But once again, I'll lose the countries. So the way to freeze two different directions is you select this cell here. And what it will do is, and by the way, make sure you're all the way to the left and all the way to the top, and then say freeze panes. What it will do is it will freeze everything above and everything to the left of the cell you selected. Now when I scroll right, the countries move with me, and the years move with me. Now the other option available to you is, and you can't use these features simultaneously, is the split option. So freeze panes option, if I scroll up, you see I can't scroll up and see the years over here. I can only see the numbers because that's where the numbers end and the years start here, and I can't scroll in here. I can't these are just frozen. This is kind of a permanent, semi-permanent solution in order to make this document more legible, easier to understand, easier to consume. However, if I'm working in a document and I want to compare, sort of be able to easily compare different parts of the document simultaneously, what I can use instead is the split option. So I'm going to unfreeze this first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this row and say split. And what split will do, now if I scroll up, I can actually see the same thing in double vision, which is kind of useless, but not really, because now you can quickly compare different parts of the document. You can scroll in both windows and find different things to compare within this document. Now notice if I had used freeze panes, in which if I select freeze panes now, it will freeze based on what I had split. I can't scroll in here. I can only scroll down here. This is frozen. So it's just a different use case, a different purpose that you might use these different features for. So let me unfreeze that. Now we're back to split. I can scroll here. I can scroll here. This is more of a useful feature if you're working in the document. And now if I want to remove the split, I can click this button, or I can just sort of drag this to the edge, and then it will vanish. And now I'm back to normal. So what I would like to do is to still freeze this the way I had it before. And I'm going to go here and say freeze pane. Now the other cool feature is you can actually compare two documents side by side and actually have them scroll simultaneously. So I have another document open. It's an older version of this document. You can see it here. And I have the document here open as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on side by side. And now what it does is it puts them in two different panes. If I select here, I scroll. By default, this document will scroll with me, and it will do its best to match whatever scrolling is happening here. Now, of course, if these documents are formatted in a wildly different way, which these actually are formatted in a different way, they'll lose track of each other. You know, this is already off because the top row here is so much wider, and there's actually a few more rows. So it's a little bit off, but it will try its best to scroll with the document. So it's really helpful if you want to compare documents to each other. And to turn that off, you have options here. You can turn off synchronized scrolling, and then you can turn it back on, and then now they're synced again. So they'll sync at wherever point you synced it to. And then I can just unsync that, and I can easily turn off the view side-by-side feature, and we're back to normal. Okay, great. Those are all the features I wanted to show you today. Please subscribe, comment if you have questions, and like the video.